I guess I should say it right now before we start that I downloaded a mod for this for the game that makes the character portraits looks different, or well, with a nicer frame. If you are playing the game as well or you want this mod, there's a link in the description. It's called Winds of Change Character Portrait by Nicolini. Also, don't mind my notifications. Ignore that, please.
Ruff, ruff, ruff.
Hey guys, it's your Bo the Doggo, and welcome back to Winds of Change. I hope you're caught up with what happened last time. We are the Seer, and now we talked to the Elder in the last episode. And he told us to go get the sword that's in the Great Tree and just leave the city. And yeah, we're gonna take Fortame and Valessa and get out of here. And hopefully we will meet Ulrich on the way. I hope, because I think he is also on his way to Valencia. So hopefully we will meet up. Yeah, let's go. So to the Great Tree. The Grand Tree, I'm sorry. The Grand Tree towers above everything else in Valinorth. And because of Valinorth's altitude, it towers above the world. We take slow steps across the makeshift bridge, holding onto the sides. Valessa stops in her tracks, taking in the surroundings. A hint of confusion appears on her face as she breaks the silence. Stopping as well, Fortame and I listen to her words.
Alright, we really need to talk. Seer, what are your thoughts on all this? You've been totally silent since we left Milas.
Hey, Valessa, no prying. Let him open up when he wants to.
I'm just curious, that's all. It's not like Milas treated us to afternoon tea. Everything is different. Besides, venting can help.
I'd rather not talk about it, actually. I don't know what to think. I feel lost. I feel invigorated, like I finally have purpose. I'm just taking things as they come, to be honest. Do I feel lost or do I have purpose right now? I'm actually gonna say the last thing, that I'm just taking in things as they come. That's pretty much how I am in real life. I just take things as they come and make the best out of it.
There's not much else we can do. I'm sure that Dominic will have a lot to teach us. Maybe when we get there, we won't feel so lost.
Good idea. She turns back around and we continue walking. I try to admire the scenery, but that attempt is short-lived. Fortame, who had taken the lead, also stops in his tracks.
Actually, on the subject of venting, there's something I need to get off my chest.
Uh-oh.
Or, I guess, there's something I need to ask you to.
Shoot.
Sure. What is it?
I know we don't like talking about this, and sometimes we pretend it never even happened. But we can't anymore. We're going to Museo. So I think now we need to face the facts. That's the last place our parents were... I mean, they were there when it happened.
Oh, so that's what happened. That's why no one wanted to talk about it, and I can't learn about it. Me as a player, not as a character, but me as a player can't learn what's going on.
Casualties of the occupation.
Now we have the chance to fight back against the Triumvirate. They were directly responsible for what happened there. Are we doing this for Alestia? Or for ourselves?
You mean revenge? Fortame, I don't know how to answer that. All of our parents... That was so long ago.
I don't know if that makes me a bad person or not. But we can't just fight because Milas told us to. We each need a purpose, even if they're different.
I fight because the evil people will kill me, wants to kill me, and I don't want to die, so therefore I will fight. Yes.
I guess I want Alestia's freedom. Is that not reason enough to fight?
That's a goal, Valessa, not a purpose. Let me ask the Seer, why do you fight? What weight will you carry with that blade?
Survival. The desire to avenge our parents, a dream that no one else will lose their home, the drive to protect my friends from danger. Actually, I have no purpose. I was forced into this. I'd rather not talk about this for him. I mean, if now my parents died because of this, I would actually have the desire to avenge them. So I'm gonna say that.
Good. So I'm not the only one then. I didn't fully realize it until we left Milas' house. This is our chance to fight back. To take them down. I have more to say though, so hold on.
Okay.
Our parents went to Mazeo together, as a group of friends. Now, we're doing the same. And trust me, I'm worried.
What if they had a vision as well and went on the same mission as we are, but then they got killed, so we had to do it again, but this time we will make it.
They got caught up in a fight, and we will too. But I don't want to die. I want to save Alestia. So promise me, we'll stay together. Right until the end.
Of course, until the end. I have no idea what will happen to us though. You're asking me to make a promise I can't keep. Yeah, of course, it will be a piece of cake. Remains silent. No, of course, until the end.
There we go, that's the spirit. With that attitude, we'll never lose. Now let's get that blade and head to Mazeo.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm about ready to get off this bridge. Not exactly the best place for a heart-to-heart. Though, honestly, I'm glad you opened up.
Me? Or for him?
And actually, I think I found my purpose. I want to fight to protect my closest friends. So, about that promise, I'll be here. Right until the end.
Yeah. I nod and they smile at one another. A few moments later, we continue our trek to the Grand Tree. This time, however, we reach our goal with no interruptions. As soon as we enter, we all spread out. Perhaps covering more ground would help us find it easier. However, much to our surprise, it's out in the open. Is it a thing there? Probably not.
Wait, that's it?
It's wrapped up in a sack, in front of the Grand Tree's altar. Well, I guess it is that then. The general shape and size was easily discernible to me. It was the instrument of my death and Valinorth's destruction.
There's a letter attached to it. Let's see what it says.
Wait, hold on. I don't think we're supposed to touch it. We should probably leave this one to the seer.
I'm sure it's fine as long as it's covered up. But very well. Feel free to do the honors.
Thank you. They both look at me, leaving me little choice in the matter. It's not like they had any choice in it either, however. Taking slow steps to the altar, I look down at the letter.
Well, what does it say?
To Bowdoggo. I kneel down and pull out the letter, breaking some adhesive. It's from Miles, and it gives us a little bit more information. None of us have really left Valinorth, so guidance is helpful.
Instructions from Miles. Thank you for following my directions. It's good to know we'll be able to work with each other on this grand endeavor. Hidden inside this package here is the blade we talked about earlier, otherwise known as the Blade of Exodus.
Ooh.
I'm not sure why it's been given such a name, but it was the Triumvirate's choice. As soon as you take it, please ensure that it never leaves your sight. A guide, Zamira, will be waiting for you on Main Street. He'll guide you to Peregrino, where you'll meet up with Pro, a trusted ally and longtime rebel. From there, Pro will guide you to Mazeo. Pro might seem a bit incompetent at first, but he's simply been following my orders. Having him come here and get you, as Damek originally planned, was much too risky. Instead, I told him to pass time in the tavern until you bring the blade to him. I had Zamira meet him in the dead of night in Valinorth's outskirts to retrieve the blade and bring it to where you are now. This way, no villagers were aware, and there was no chance of complications arising. I'm sure Damek will understand this delay. One final thing. I authorize you with access to Solberg, now that you know its secret. Feel free to stop there on your journey.
Solberg, is that the... I guess we will see. Is that the bar? No, that can't be the bar, can it? I put the letter in my pocket and look at Fortim and Valessa. It seems that our next objective was clear, much better than before. If Miles simply threw us into the wild, we get lost immediately.
The Blade of Exodus. That's a bit of a weird name, isn't it?
You're a bit of a weird name.
Do you think that's the person who made it?
Or maybe it's a title for whoever wields it. You know, something like Seer or Cirrus. What about it? Should we call you Exodus?
No. That's such a stupid name for a team. I like the sound of that, actually. Let's just stick with Bo the Doggo. That's such a stupid name for a team.
Yeah, I agree. We want to blend in, not stand out. That would be like walking around with a huge label.
Alright. Forget I suggested it. Let's get out of here before we waste too much time.
Already forgotten.
We're supposed to meet someone named Zamira, right?
Yes?
I know them. They typically guard the town gate. No better person to carry out a secret mission in the night. I'm glad we'll have a guide. I was starting to worry we'd get lost.
Yeah. None of us have ever left Valinorth before. I'm sure it'll be great. We can even check out Solberg. Grab the blade, Seer. The villagers would never question you.
I nod. As a seer, they wouldn't care what I carried. But I can understand if they saw an outsider with this blade. Milo's plan of losing Zamoria was definitely the best course of action. As we venture to Mazeo, however, some people might stare. But we're in a group, so I doubt to try anything. I pity the person who picked the fight with the Blade of Exodus. I carefully unwrap the package. The sight of the weapon caused me to tense up. I can almost feel the pain of last night's vision. Valles and Fortim looked down, seeing it for the first time. I exchanged glances with them, before my eyes returned to the blade. I grip it for the first time, and that's when everything changes. With a blinding flash of white light, I fall back. Landing on the floor, I'm unable to see or move. It isn't much longer till I can't breathe either. I hear Valles and Fortim call out to me, but as my senses are robbed, their shouts slowly fade. A series of visions plays out before me, and I can do little but watch.
You mean this was all just a trap? No, I don't believe it. I'm not giving up.
To think all of that was stored in this. After we tell the people, everything will change.
What?
We will aid you in this fight. But you are no longer a rebellion. Today, you become something much more.
What?
Wait! Think about what you are doing. Without us, there is no freedom.
What?
Don't worry, nothing personal. Just playing with the hand I've been dealt.
Pro? The shadow man approaches me with a dagger in his hand. I can't fight back. I can just watch as he sinks it into my gut. Soon after I'm paralyzed on the ground, I can hear him laughing. That can't be Pro, can it? No. No, Pro is the golden boy. I gasp for air as I grip the spot where he stabbed me. Valles and Fortim let out a huge sigh of relief. In my other hand, I hold the Blade of Exodus tightly. I throw it across the room as I slowly regain my breath. They help me rise to sitting position. The concern on their faces clear. Thankfully, I'm able to relax before they decide to question me.
What happened?
The blade, it gave me a vision.
Wait, how is that possible? The spirits are the ones who give visions. Could it have something to do with your energy?
Valessa, it doesn't matter. For now, we just need to make sure he's safe.
Oh, right, sorry. Will you be okay? Can you move?
I'll be fine, don't worry.
Good. I'm glad to hear. Miles left a change of clothes for you. It was tucked underneath the blade, see?
Ah. She points to the package that held the blade. Resting there is a set of battle-ready clothing. A holster or scabbard is built into the back.
Maybe Miles knew that touching it was risky. If you wear this outfit, you can sheath the blade. It might be best to conceal it and minimize contact.
Clever.
Wait, then why didn't he tell us that? Seems like a stupid thing to leave out.
I guess you have a point. Oh, well, I'm glad that things are fine.
Same.
You should go get changed, Seer.
She tilts her head to an alcove at the back of the grand tree. I guess it would provide sufficient privacy, so I grab the clothes. They turn their backs to me as an extra gesture of consideration. It looks like a mixture of Valessa's and Fortim's outfit. Made of flexible material, it was clearly ready for a fight. The scabbard is adjustable, and I could position it for my dominant hand. Why do I need to tell him if I'm right-handed or left-handed? I'm right-handed, but why does that matter? Nothing against people that are left-handed. I'm just curious what impact is that gonna have on the game. Anyway, I tilted to the right for easy access with my right hand. Not that I expected it would be touching the blade all too often. When the rest of the outfit is on, I walk back into the open.
Whoa, that looks really good on you. A lot more fitting than that fancy dress.
Oh, thank you. Oh.
That's everything we need then? I mean, aside from the blade?
We all look over where I threw it earlier. Before we left, I had to touch it again. I can sense the anxiety within my friends.
Look, whatever happens, we're here for you. I doubt it'll be as bad as last time. And you're fine.
He could have worded it a bit better, but there was a truth to it. It was such a shock last time because I didn't expect it at all. But I was the seer of Valinorth. I was meant to wield this blade. I slowly walk towards it, kneeling down when I get there. Whatever happens this time, I wouldn't let it control me. As I grab it, I remind myself that I am the one with the spirits. The white light overtakes me again, but that's all. I can still move, breathe, and sense my surroundings. Deep within me, I feel a connection defying explanation. It's beautiful, and I like to stay this way forever. Unfortunately, the feeling soon turns into something more. In a matter of seconds, the source of beauty is one of fright. I quickly sheathe the blade to prevent any damage. Whatever that was, doing it for too long would hurt me. It seems that using this weapon could require some practice.
Well, that looked fine to me. You didn't end up on the floor at least.
Yeah, it was a piece of cake.
Now that's what I like to hear. Good to know it was just a first time thing. Hopefully Dominic can give us more information.
I'm curious to learn more about it, like where it came from and who made it. So, should we get going? Or is there anything else we need to do?
Fortin wanted to take a walk through the city.
We're supposed to meet Zamira on Main Street, but we should save that until we're ready to leave. One last look around Valinorth couldn't hurt.
Yeah, I was thinking about that earlier. Wouldn't want to leave anything behind.
A new feature, Party Banter, has been unlocked. Following this text box, a brief tutorial will display. Previous areas of Valinorth have been updated. While you can talk to party members, they will also talk among themselves. Icons on the top right of certain areas will indicate which combination is looking to talk, whether or not you viewed that scene before. Click one of the character's icons to view the party battle scene. Okay. You can now leave Valinorth via the world map. Clicking the icon near exit will meet up with Zamira. The icon leading to Main Street will function as normal. Okay. Oh, and that guy as well has something going on. But first, let's hear what they have to say.
Wow, it's so beautiful inside the Grand Tree. Too bad they rarely let the scribe in training come here. I wish I had more time to spend in Valinorth.
Actually, that's not a scribe in training role. It was more like a Fortum rule. No offense.
What's that supposed to mean?
You're not exactly a quiet person. This is a sacred place, and silence is essential.
Why didn't you tell me? I would have been quiet, I promise. Just like when I go to the library.
Hey, I don't make up the rules. But honestly, I wish I would have fought it. I didn't realize our time here would be so limited. I thought we'd be here until we were old and gray. But to think that Valinorth would just be a small face? You're not the only one who has regrets, Fortin.
At least you were allowed inside. I was kept out because of my big mouth. Well, I guess I'm the only one to blame. I'll try to watch my mouth from now on.
I give you 10 minutes, tops.
Hey!
Okay, let's see. I forgot his name here. Shane, right. Let's check what's happening with Shane. Shane paced around his prison cell, feeling the walls, looking for any structural weakness, anything that he could use. He'd been here for way too long, and the isolation was messing with him.
Come on, Shane, there's gotta be something. You were supposed to break out of here ages ago. This mission is a bust. Dominic must be worried sick.
He knocked on the hard wall of the cell and found nothing. He'd been here ever since Dominic assumed control of the rebellion. His objective was to get caught on purpose and scan their castle. But his intent would do little good if this was his final resting place.
Come on, you need to do this. Nobody else has come through here and lived. You're gonna be the first, Shane, I know it.
A voice sounds from the door of the prison. Sovi enters, laughing at what he just witnessed.
Ooh, looks like you're taking this worse than I thought. I need to talk with you, Shane, so come close.
And what makes you think I'll listen?
We haven't yet broken out the torture. But trust me, you're walking a fine line.
Whatever, just make it quick. I hate the sound of your voice. That, and I was enjoying my time alone.
You really don't care whether you live or die. Good. I like that in a potential soldier of mine.
What?
Wait, what?
Name your weapon proficiencies.
You're the one who caught me, Sovi. You should know full well what weapons I use.
I said proficiencies. Remember how easily I took you down?
Fine, I'm good with a bow. I can play with daggers too, but not as well. Just give me some arrows and point to a target.
Shane felt a sense of hope rising within him. If Sovi was trying to recruit him, he could gain some more intel. It wouldn't be hard for him to miss his shot on purpose. Unfortunately, his hopes were immediately destroyed.
Good. I'll have no problem finding you a bow. We're leaving on a mission, so follow me. You'll be seeing your allies sooner than you thought.
Huh?
Wait, are you smiling? Shane, I don't think you know what's happening. Taking you with me? This is your punishment.
Huh?
Yes. I'll line up a few of your allies. Then you'll show me how well you handle a bow. If you don't obey, I'll make you suffer.
Oh no.
And if you do obey, well, your friends will think you've defected. They'll give up all hope of rescuing you. Then I can keep you here as long as I like. I know you may not fear death, Shane, which is why I'll give you something far worse. Now, come with me. There's much to discuss. And remember what will happen if you disobey. It's time to realize that you belong to me.
Ooh, that gotta suck. Is there anything we can do in Milo's house? No, and I saw here on the world map that Sovi and Damek also have this stuff going on. So let's do them after we visit around the city.
So, this might be the last time we see the town square. Is there anything we should do before we go?
I guess one last drink would be nice. The water from Valinorth is always so pure. Want to share some with me, Valessa?
Sure. We can use the cups I left here earlier. I was just finishing my water run when we all met up.
So, what should we toast to?
Toast?
Yeah, this is a big day, right? We should probably drink to something, especially if it's the last time we might be here.
Oh, let's see.
To Valinorth?
What about new beginnings? Or something like being with friends?
What about new beginnings with friends? I think that's rather fitting for us.
Sounds good to me. To new beginnings with friends. May our bonds never break.
Clink. And the main street? There we go.
Hey, Fortum. Remember those apples you used to love?
Yeah, how could I forget? You can't get them anymore, though. The Triumvirate put a trading ban on Mazeo.
Remember that time I tricked you? I painted a bunch of rocks red and put them in a basket. I told you the trading ban was lifted. You were ecstatic.
Yeah, and that was really mean. My parents used to give them to me before, you know. That made me cry more than you'd think.
Yeah, and I just wanted to apologize. This whole ordeal has me thinking about the past. I wish I spent my time in Valinorth a bit better.
Oh, well, I accept your apology. Better late than never, right?
You will get to eat apples when we get to Mazeo.
Yeah, of course. Once we get to Mazeo, I'll buy you some for real. An apology is lame. I'm gonna make up for what I did.
That's sweet. Okay, let's see what Sovi is up to. Sovi stood in front of the Triumvirate castle. With Shane at his side, everything was set in motion. Halin was late, likely learning the same truth from his masters. But as soon as he arrived, their plan of attack would commence.
We can sail to Mazeo in under a day. There's a ship waiting for us at the Balteus docks. As soon as Halen arrives, we'll be free to go.
Yeah.
Odd choice of words. I highly doubt I'll be free to go. Though I'm a little excited that Halen is coming along. He was much better than you, more threatening as well.
Shane, this isn't about being threatening. It's about who can put their foot down when they need to. Halen is all talk. Lots of promises, but no follow-through.
Right, of course, thanks for the heads up. I'll remember that next time he tries interrogating me. If I didn't know any better, I'd say you didn't like him.
I doubt he's long for this world. A Grand Inquisitor needs to be more than talk. That, and I work much better when I'm alone.
Working alone, huh? I don't think that's a very good idea. What if you get into a bind? Who'd help you then?
I don't get into binds, Shane. I'm more in the habit of putting them on others.
Yeah, we'll see how far that gets ya. So, what's the plan anyway? Attacking Valinorth? You want the blade back, Halen made it pretty clear.
Now, why would I tell you that? Don't assume camaraderie between us.
Fine, just trying to get involved.
So you can write to your rebel friends, no doubt. Don't try anything, Shane. I'm watching you. Besides, Valinorth is an insignificant part of our plan. When we're finished, Alestia will be forever changed.
Curious about what they are doing. And the Damek, what do you have for me? The tunnels underneath Mazeo was quiet, almost eerily so. Gris and Damek met in secret, though not deep enough to run into trouble. Any further though, and they might cross paths with the Triumvirate's honor guard.
I guess that settles it. The deed is yours. You have lots of work to do, Damek. What comes first?
Lots of dusting, I presume. Though there's something odd about these tunnels. The honor guard has no need to eat, sleep, or socialize. Being empty suits of armor, they need none of that. But go any deeper and you'll see an entire hideout. Bedrooms, training rooms, a library, and more.
Maybe that's why they never found what we were after. They were too busy building some sort of utopia.
It'll be easy to fortify against attacks. They've practically done it for us already. I just wish I knew why. It's so peculiar.
I have a theory of my own, actually.
And what is that?
You know how those things are created, yes? The Grand Inquisitor and that life-stealing sword. Well, he was at my side when we occupied Mazeo.
I love how they away from each other.
I see.
Oh, that's face we haven't seen before.
The members of the honor guard that wander these tunnels. I think they're the spirits of those we killed, Damek. Perhaps they just want to continue living. It's heartbreaking.
That's an understatement. But it explains the beds and living quarters. And if they retain some memory, they'd hate the Triumvirate.
Yeah, which is why they never completed their job. Or at the very least, intentionally threw their progress.
A theory with merit, I'll give you that much. But now we found what you're after, what happens? I think you should tell me what you really want with it.
You can think all you want, but it won't happen.
It won't happen.
Just know that I'm looking to make up for something. I can never undo the occupation, but I have an idea.
Very well, whenever you're ready. As long as I have the deed, I'm satisfied. When the seer arrives, however, I'd love to hear more.
Okay then, I guess it's time to exit. Would you like to leave Valinorth? I guess so. Yeah, there's not much more to do here, so goodbye Valinorth. Goodbye. We head back to the main street in search of Samira. The blade of Exodus is strapped on my back, and it's heavy. Glances from the townspeople show that they are aware of this artifact. However, being who I am, they've raised no concerns to my face.
So, Valessa, do you see him anywhere? I don't know what he looks like, so this is on you.
Yeah, sorry, I'll point him out. I'm just not used to the villagers staring like this. That blade really makes us stand out, doesn't it?
Or maybe they're just admiring our good looks. Come on, Valessa, don't be so uptight. Nobody knows what this blade can do. Let him stare.
She gives forth him no response as he scans the area. It's true. They could stare, but they didn't know. To them, it was just a cool sword. Something new. Valinorth could be pretty stagnant and short of excitement.
Wait, I see him.
She points at the man standing near them. She points to a man standing near my house. He has his back against it and taps his foot on the ground. I guess he knew where I lived, so Miles must have told him.
Hey Zamira, how's your watch going?
His ears perk up as he starts to approach us. A mute smile on his face as he quickly closes the distance.
Hey Valessa, long time no see. Can't complain, things are pretty much the same. This is the most excitement I've had in years.
He's cute! He looks me up and down before staring at the blade. Something told me that he wouldn't stay quiet like the villagers.
Whoa, that thing looks pretty cool. I've heard a few stories, but didn't get to see it. You'll have to tell me more as we head to Peregrino.
Wait, hold on. I have a few questions to ask.
Oh, sure. Let's walk and talk. If I'm not mistaken, we're on a schedule.
He points towards the gates leading out of Valinorth. Fortem speaks his mind as we start walking over.
So, you know what's coming, right? I just need to make sure we're on the same page.
Yeah, unfortunately, I do. But Miles has a plan to keep everyone safe, and at the very least, we have a few days to prepare.
I'm confused, though. He knew about this attack, and from what he said, he's known for a while. Why give up Valinorth? Why not fortify and prepare?
Actually, I heard something about that. Damek, the leader of the rebels, had a vision. Apparently, that blade is more than just a weapon.
So Damek is a seer as well?
Wait, other people can use it then?
No one else has tried, to be honest. But in his vision, he saw the triumvirate fall. The cost was clear. Valinorth fell as well.
Who says they both need to happen? We could take them down without abandoning Valinorth. Isn't it a little short-sighted to do something like that?
We don't really know for sure, Valessa, but it sure makes sense to replicate what he saw. That way, the rebellion's victory is guaranteed. Besides, Miles will evacuate everyone that's willing. Valinorth can be resettled in the future. I know it. I just worry about those who don't buy into this story.
What do you mean?
Well, some people will be stubborn. We can't force them to leave. We just encourage it. Those that stay behind, well, there's nothing we can do.
True.
That's true. And it lines up with the vision. The seer mentioned that lots of villagers perished. Isn't there something we can do to help them cooperate?
We should focus on ourselves, Valessa. There's no point wasting time on something we can't change. Let's get away from these prying ears. I have some more news.
Uh-oh. He smiles as we approach the exit of Valinorth. News? In this current situation? That doesn't sound promising. But with curiosity procured, we follow Zamira with haste. You are about to visit the Walnut Region Map. Okay. Story flow of the areas is the same as before. However, you now have access to optional side areas. Oh. These are indicated by a question mark near the map icon. Okay. Ooh! I guess this is where we're going, but let's go for a little side trip then. Taking a small detour, we're going the opposite direction of where we actually should be going. We decided to check out Eastcrown. The cold is overwhelming, so we huddle by the torchlight.
Oh my gosh, this is intense. I've heard the stories, but I thought they were exaggerating.
Oh my gosh.
We shouldn't stay here too long. I feel like I'm gonna die.
Ugh, Fortum, don't be so dramatic. I'm sure we have time to examine the area. Just don't go in any further, alright?
Yeah, I guess so. Sorry. Look, I can see my breath. How cool is that?
Amazing.
I'll admit, that is pretty cool. Barely out of Valinorth and already seeing new stuff. I'm guessing it has something to do with the cold?
Yes, that is Sweden for you.
It's insane. I can't believe how much the spirits help us. Without their power, this is what Valinorth would look like. They keep us warm and let our village fight off the cold.
If Milas is right, then this is Valinorth's future. It's only setting in now that I see it for myself. There must be something we can do to save our village.
I sure hope so. Let's take a quick look around.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be dangerous to stay here for too long.
He inches closer to the torch to keep himself warm. Valas and I don't seem too bothered and start looking around. Okay, so there is one book here somewhere. There's a flag here, but I'm not sure what it signifies. Maybe someone made it that far before giving up. I don't blame them. I'm already wanting to leave. Valas and Fortim are huddled beside the torch. Truth be told, I was cold as well. This place is intense. I finally understand why it remained unmapped for so long.
Hey, move it, Valessa! You're hogging all the heat!
No way! Your outfit is much warmer than mine!
It doesn't matter! Do you want me to die or something?
Are you sure you want the answer to that question?
What?
They continue arguing as I walk away from the torch. Wasn't Valessa just looking around and not hurling by the torch, but wasn't actually affected by the cold as much and was looking around with me? Huh? We probably shouldn't have spent too much time in East Krone. We have a long journey ahead, so we can't succumb to the cold. But there is a book here that I'm going to cut out. Oh, there we go. I noticed a book on the ground, slightly covered with snow. I'm not sure why it's there, but I decided to take a look. Any information about East Krone would be helpful to us.
Hey, are you sure you should be taking that?
I'm sorry, what?
It was covered in snow, Fortim. Whoever owned it probably forgot about it already. Besides, it might contain some useful information.
I guess you're right. But at least put it back when you're done with it. I don't want to get in trouble if the owner does come looking.
Alright, you have a deal. So, Seer, what does it say?
Mysterious journal. This is it. I've finally done it. For the last 10 years, I've been training my body to handle East Crown's cold climate. At the start, I could barely make it a few feet without having to stop. But now, I can almost last an entire day before I need to back out. I know that the answers are now within reach. What purpose does East Crown serve? How much of Alestia is uncharted? I'm planning one final journey into these icy mountains, and I know I'll find the truth. I'll see off my wife and child tomorrow and leave my journal by the entrance. Should I make it out of this alive, the following pages will be filled with wonders and revelations upon my return. We will finally understand. The rest of the pages are empty.
This is so sad. That was actually kind of sad. Oh, okay, let's leave this place. We enter the outskirts of Valinorth and take in deep breaths. The air is so fresh and pure, it's almost hard to explain. However, our enjoyment is hindered by Zamira's worried look.
Well, what's the news? Is everything okay, Zamira?
I guess everything is fine. Technically. It's just something I need to tell you in private. The villagers will have enough on their plates tonight.
So it's something that affects them too?
More than that, actually. Look, I'll be completely honest with you. I'm sure Valinorth will be resettled in the future.
I'm glad you think so, Zamira. I was starting to worry about everything. It seems like Milas has everything under control.
Yeah, about that, this is where it gets a little awkward. You see, he didn't really tell you everything.
What? Really?
This is starting to get pretty overwhelming. He seemed pretty open. What was he hiding? I don't think I can handle another revelation.
It was probably too embarrassing for him to admit, but he doesn't really want to lead Valinorth anymore.
Oh.
He told me when he gets to Mazeo, he's staying for good.
What?
That can't be true.
He was doing such a good job.
He was, but I understand where he's coming from. It's possible to be good at something you don't enjoy. He deserves a fresh start, a pursuit of his own choosing.
Agreed.
I guess so. Then what about resettling Valinorth? Who'd be in charge when that happens?
Oh, and that's why he doesn't really care that much about Valinorth surviving, because he wants to leave. And if Valinorth dies, there is no reason for him to stay, I guess.
People would migrate back too slowly. We'd be in no shape to hold a formal election. So, correct me if I'm wrong, but that means
Bingo.
the seer.
Does somebody want to fill me in?
Matters of Valinorth's future. With no elder, they're under the jurisdiction of the seer. Believe it or not, he gets to choose the next leader.
I chose Ulrich.
A contingency plan for special cases like this. The only condition is that you can't choose yourself. Your duty and role in Valinorth is already well established. Take your time, evaluate the candidates, and think about it. Again, it's not really bad news, it's just another change.
There's really nothing to think about, though. Choose me, then I won't be the third wheel anymore. We can be a trio, and work together all the time.
Hey now, let's not jump to conclusions. I think I'd be a fine candidate for elder. Fortum was trained to fill the gap I'd leave.
Wow.
Oh my, I should have expected this. Sorry to put you in an awkward situation.
It's only awkward if Valessa makes it awkward.
Whatever.
They crossed their arms and turned away from each other, fighting over an opening that was only revealed seconds ago? I could understand their passion, but we need unity right now.
Look! This might not be relevant for years to come. There's no need to argue about this. Stay focused. We have a really important job on our hands, you know?
Thank you. They don't respond and simply retain their pose. Their passion for Valinorth is admirable, but intrusive. We had a clear goal, and now things were getting muddled.
None of you know where Peregrino is, right? If I start walking without you, you'll get lost. I'll give you a few minutes, but I'm on a schedule.
The threat makes them both... The threat makes them both turn back around.
Good. That's what I thought. Take a few moments to talk amongst yourselves. But when you're ready to go, we need to move as fast as we can.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, fair enough.
Samir rests against a nearby tree and lets out a loud sigh. He was just relaying information. The fallout wasn't his to deal with. We have a few minutes to spare. I should make the most of it. Oh yeah. Oh Jesus, there are a lot to do here. So we can talk to both of them separately. They can both talk to Samir, and we can check in with Damek and Hamel. Was that his name? Let's start from bottom here and talk to Valessa.
Hey.
So you want to be the next elder?
Yeah, of course I do. If I become elder, then Fortum can take over as your scribe. It seems like the logical course of action, doesn't it?
No.
We need to figure out how to save Valinorth. After the attack, we can rebuild from the ashes. But I also want to solve our problem with the spirits. Once we restore our connection, we'll be fine. After that, it's just a matter of what we do with our nation. I'm not really a fan of what Milas and his father did.
What would you do differently? How would you restore our connection? Are you sure Valinorth isn't the lost cause? What would you do to restore our connection?
I don't know, but if it's possible, I'll do it. I'll look for reading material when we get to Mazeo. Or if we ever find ourselves in Baltus, there's the Grand Library. Remember, that power still exists within you. After we defeat the Triumvirate, it won't just vanish. There must be a way to put it back into the Spirit Idol.
But what if it's not possible, Valessa?
Nothing is impossible, you know. That's just something people say when they don't want to try. If we put all of our effort into it, we can save Valinorth.
Okay. Are you sure Valinorth isn't a lost cause?
What? Why would you say something like that? It's not like you to give up so easily. We'll come back from this stronger than ever. In fact, I'm so certain I'm changing the subject. I refuse to talk about such negative things.
Rude. What would you have done differently then?
Well, they sacrificed Valinor's independence. That was the one thing that set us apart, made us unique. If we lose that, we lose Valinor's very soul. I want to keep our line of seers going. We can't lose our heritage. I'd ensure that we remain nonpartisan, just like always. Look at all the trouble these alliances have given us.
I'm not sure which is better, honestly.
There's really no right or wrong answer. It's just a matter of preference. It could go either way. As long as the leader is capable, Valinorth will be fine.
Do you think you are capable, Valessa? Do you?
But you should choose either me or Fortum. We're both trained and intimately familiar with Valinorth. We studied with Miles all the time. We can do this. Trust me.
You sure? Is it just the two of you? I mean, there are lots of people in Valinorth, I believe. That could also be... I don't know. It's not like I'm going to choose right away, anyway. If I ever get to choose. How far out is Peregrino?
Maybe a couple of hours, if we walk fast. It's a longer trek from there to Mazeo, though. I've never been, but I've seen maps and read books. It's not exactly my kind of place. I've never had the urge to drink ale or wine, let alone the urge to walk such a long distance.
So, you won't share a drink with me?
It's not that I won't. I just don't feel compelled to. Maybe I'll feel different when we actually get there. I feel like we have more pressing matters at hand.
About that argument with Fortem.
What about it?
Would things be okay between the two of you?
They usually are. It's not like an argument between us is anything new. With a few minutes to cool off, everything will be fine. Besides, we all know what the right choice is. I'm the most qualified person in Valinorth to replace Miles. Fortum is trained to replace me. It just seems natural.
I mean, if you really are the person that is most qualified, I guess that would be right. But also, you are more qualified to be my right hand than Fortum is, I guess. You think you're a better fit for the Elder?
Oh, of course I am. I work with Miles almost every day. I know exactly what he does. In a way, he trained me. Just like his father trained him.
Huh.
If you chose Fortum, there'd be a learning curve. That, and I don't think he's fully qualified. Make sure not to tell him that. He'll freak out.
I'll have a talk with him about that. Why do you think Fortum isn't qualified?
His contact with Miles was minimal compared to mine. If he took over, he'd need to be trained from the ground up.
And who would train him?
But if Miles is retiring, I don't think he'd be willing to teach. And with no teacher, you need to find somebody already trained. I have a pretty good idea of what Miles does. I saw him every day. So I'm trained and ready to lead. Seems like an easy choice, right?
I mean, kind of when you put it like that. Can I order an election to be held instead?
I'm not sure about that, actually. It would be counterproductive, though. You already have 2 perfect candidates.
I don't know about perfect, but...
We're high up on Valinorth's ladder. Not many people are. I also think that the villagers would support both of us. It seems like a natural succession of power to me.
Okay, is there anything more? Why do you think the blade gave me the vision?
I've been thinking about that, actually. Not just you, but Dominic as well. Only a seer of Valinorth can have visions. Is there more to Dominic than we know? Or is there more to the blade than we know? I'd say it's the energy inside of you, but Dominic doesn't have that.
How do you know?
Or does he?
Exactly.
Basically, none of this makes any sense to me. We're watching the laws of Alestia be remade before us. So, if you're asking me for an answer, I really don't know. It's something we have to learn as we venture forward. But I have a feeling that this blade changes everything.
Okay, enough talking to you. Let's talk to Fartem. Fartem then.
Hey.
What would you do as an Elder of Valinorth?
Wait, is this like a job interview or something?
Yep.
I've never been very good at selling myself. First and foremost, though, I'd reconnect with the spirits.
How?
That way, Valinorth wouldn't freeze over. A lot of people forget it's the spirits that keep us warm. After that, I guess I'd focus on what to do with the people.
How? How would you restore our connection?
Actually, I'm not too sure about that. But we're about to go on a huge journey. I'll make sure to pay attention along the way. If the connection can be taken away, it can be given back. There's nothing that says this is a one-way street. So take care of that power until we can put it back.
But maybe it's a lost cause for him.
What? No way! You might feel that way, but I don't. If I were the Elder, I'd do anything to save Valinorth.
You gotta be like a little negative, a little pessimistic and see how they react. Are they really like fired up and burning for this and be like, no, there has to be a way? Or are they just like, I guess not, oh well, what do you mean by do with the people?
Well, we have an important choice to make. We can follow after Milas and drop our independence, or we can distance ourselves from the other nations. Like always. Right now, I think unity is important. If I were the Elder, I'd band our world together. We could live in harmony and trade freely. I know I hate the trade ban they put on Mazeo, but this isn't personal. Lifting those bans and uniting the nations would create peace. Isn't that our goal at the end of this year?
Of course it is. I'm going to say the same as I said to Valissa. I'm not sure which one I want.
That's fine, but you will have to make a choice. Remember, circumstances dictate that you're in charge. Just something to think about as we head to Peregrino.
I think it's better to be connected with the other cities or other parts of the world, but I want to stay consistent between the characters. You know this would interfere with your hobbies, right? But he had the hobbies because he has too much spare time.
You mean like cleaning and climbing trees? I guess you're right, but I like to do more than that. I always say that making people smile is my favorite. So if my work could keep an entire village happy? Well, I couldn't think of a better job if I tried. I want to be more than just a scribe in training.
But the scribe in training is very important.
I know, but the Elder is way more important. Right now, I'm stuck here unless something happens to Valessa. I'd rather rise through the ranks another way, you know? You two make a good duo. I'm just unnecessary at this point. But if I became the Elder, we could all work as a team. It'd be like we're a triumvirate of our own.
That's an interesting way to look at it. Are you sure you're better fit than Valessa?
I'm positive. She's doing a fine job as your scribe. Having me as the Elder would utilize my full potential. I don't mean to brag, but I spend a lot of time with Milas.
But Valessa said you didn't.
As a scribe in training, I'm just held back. I don't think I'll ever need to take Valessa's position, so why not let me take another position instead? Look, all I ask is that you think about it, alright? At the end of the day, we're the two best candidates. There's no election here. The choice will rest upon you.
Let's make a poll right now, and maybe if there is a poll, there is a poll. I'm curious who you think we would choose if we choose anyone. And I guess if we get the choice in an upcoming episode, I will go back and do the ones that is in this poll. How about that? What do you think about Samira?
He's pretty cool, and I dig the antlers. I can't believe I've never spent more time with him. But it makes sense if he's always guarding the gate. Valessa seems to know more about him, actually. I guess he'll be coming with us to Mazeo? Milas is going to evacuate everybody soon.
You're right, he seems like a cool dude. Or do you think he can be trusted? I think he can be trusted, so yeah, you're right, he seems like a cool guy.
Yeah, totally. I hope he sticks with us for a while. I mean, he's a guard, so he could easily fight with us. Right now, we need all the help we can get. But even if he doesn't join, I'm grateful for his help. There's no way we'd make it to Peregrino on our own.
How do you feel now that we left Valinorth?
Well, the surroundings are still pretty familiar. I expect it'll hit me harder once we get to Mazeo. I know it'll be different, but is that good or bad?
Who knows?
There's one thing that worries me about all of this, though. We may very well run into the man that killed our parents, whether it's this Sovi guy or the General of Mazeo.
Ooh.
It could even be one of those empty suits of armor, actually. The thing is, I won't know what to do when I see them. I could cry and run away, or be overtaken with rage. Don't let me do anything stupid, alright? I'm counting on you to help keep me in line.
Actually, I'm not sure how I would respond either.
Oh, so I'm not alone? That's more of a relief than you know, Seer.
Of course you're not alone.
When and if the time comes, we'll handle it together.
Yes. Okay, that was that. So let's them both talk to Zamira.
Hey, Zamira, what's work like?
It's a lot less exciting than you'd think. They advertise it as a position of power, busting smugglers and protecting Valinorth.
And it's not like that.
No, not at all. I spend most of my day standing around. Crime in Valinorth is almost non-existent.
Almost.
Because the spirits have blessed us, right?
I guess that's one popular theory. But to be honest, I don't buy it. Spirits can't change our nature.
Nature?
Deep down inside, we're all evil. Some of us just manage it better than others. We all have our impulses. It's about controlling them.
What an odd outlook.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Hey, don't deny your impulses, Valessa. If you had to steal to get by, you'd do it. Valinorth is just special. Resources are everywhere. Mazeo has been almost completely deforested. You can't just go into the forest and find food. There's not enough natural running water either.
See, I didn't know that.
I don't blame you. Everyone in Valinorth is happy. Nobody is scraping by, you know? Imagine if food was scarce. There'd be a lot more people breaking the law. Stealing it, hurting others for it, you name it.
How do you know about all of this?
I've been to Mazeo a couple of times. Trust me, the guards there have it much harder. They don't even know if they'll survive their shifts.
That's rough.
Oh. Wow.
So when I say the post here in Valinorth is boring, I'm not really complaining, to be honest. I'd much prefer boring work to, dying.
And fourth.
Hey, Zamira, about those antlers.
What about them?
You ever, hit them on a doorway? I mean, you can't be fully aware of them all the time. Yo, have you ever accidentally hit someone else with them?
I thought he said, yo, have you ever?
I'm about to.
Whoa, okay, backing off. I was just curious. I've always wondered. How do you put a shirt on each morning?
What do you mean?
Well, you can't really slip clothes over your head. Those things would tear through any fabric.
I don't really have anything that slips over my head. I only wear things I can put my arms inside of first. Like button-ups or vests.
Right. I guess that makes sense. Sorry for annoying you. Please don't hit me.
Of course. I'll do my best for Tem, but I'm not responsible for any accidents.
Oh, threatening, are we? Okay, let's up what Damek is up to. Damek returns to the surface with Gris at his side. The older man took a deep breath, enjoyed the fresh air. It was a little stuffy down there, but they could make do.
Digging tunnels underneath their own church. I guess it makes sense. Nobody really comes here. Mazeo isn't exactly known for its pious people.
Easy to get away with. Though I have to say, it's pretty ironic, the rebellion settling in the Triumvirate's church.
A bit poetic, isn't it? Maybe after this we can settle in their castle.
One step at a time. Let's not get carried away. I'll write them and let them know what we found. After all these years, I'm not sure how to feel.
Relieved. with a side of being terrified. At least that's how I feel about all of this. Finding another spirit idol. This changes everything.
Is that me?
I always assumed that was the idol, at the altar.
Oh.
It was always so dim. We just thought that it was dying, but it was receiving power from something deep underground. It's nice to know that the theories were correct. This search was starting to feel like a lost cause.
The only lost cause is their pursuit of conquest. Let them know what you found. Let's get things started.
What are you planning, Domek?
I'll let you know tomorrow if everything goes well. I have to prepare for the arrival of our special guest, but trust me, I've put a lot of thought into this plan.
I guess that would be me.
You've earned my trust.
Grizz nods before leaving the church. Damek, now alone, approaches the altar. He smiles as he places his hand upon it.
It won't be long until the Triumvirate sends their forces. If I'm lucky, they might even come to see it for themselves.
His smile turns into more of a sinister smirk.
Right now, they're busy with Valinorth. But by the time they reroute, my army will be in place. When they set foot underground, we'll kill them all.
Uh-oh. He's angry about something. Maybe he also lost his family. And then we have Halen. Yes, let's see. Oh, this is first one with Halen alone. Okay. Halen finally caught up with his master. He was slightly out of breath, having run a great distance. But his annoyance outweighed anything. He was lied to.
Sophie, explain yourself immediately.
What?
You told me to wait in the castle atrium. If I did that, you would have left without me.
That's rude.
Oh, did I really say that? I'm sorry. I must have gotten carried away with our prisoner. How did your meeting with the Triumvirate go, Halen?
They refused to tell me these secrets. Something about my loyalty not being strong enough.
Well, look at it this way, Halen. The mission we're going on is very important. No better way to prove your loyalty to the cause.
I guess you're right. But I don't like being left in the dark.
Then you'll get along great with Shane. He's been pestering me with questions all day.
I don't fraternize with prisoners.
Whatever you say.
I love how sassy Sophie can be. Sophie walks away, laughing in a mocking fashion. Halen and the prisoner slowly follow suit.
You know, we have a long boat ride ahead of us. Might not be a bad time to start fraternizing.
Did I stutter, Shane? Leave me be.
Oh, you think you're better than me, right? Well, here's some food for thought, apprentice. You're more a prisoner to the Triumvirate than I am.
Wow.
What did you just say?
Neither of us will know true freedom. We're nothing but a means to an end. They'll kill you the moment you disobey. We have no choice but to follow orders. The difference is, you do this willingly. I have no idea why. You seem smart to me.
Okay, so we are going to Peregrino, and I think we will save that for the next episode. But before we end it, I think we should check out this place, because this is another optional place. And we go there, we check that place out, and then we end it. How about that? As soon as we enter Solberg, we're all in shock. It's such a beautiful sight, unlike anything in Valinorth. From here, it's very obvious that we're up in the mountain. A fact that Valinorth's lush forests are prone to hide.
Whoa. This is amazing. I can't believe something like this was so close.
And look at the spirit idol! That's so cool! Even if it's not lit up, it's still beautiful.
Milas said it went dark when the seer was born.
Oh?
I can't believe all that energy is inside of you.
Wow. They both look at me, as if they don't understand. But I guess that's fine. They don't really know what's happening. I must have been giving the power for a purpose. But what purpose?
Hey! Race you to the idol, Valessa!
He starts running like his life depends on it. Quite a head start if you ask me.
Hey! That's not fair!
She quickly follows after him, closing the distance. It was nice seeing their spirits lifted like that. I might as well make the most of my time here. So we can look around, I guess. So I guess we should start with listening to what they have to say to each other.
What? No fair! How did you beat me?
Even with a head start, you're no match for me. Time to throw in the towel. Stick to climbing trees.
Oh? So you want to have a climbing race?
I'll pass, thanks.
Wait, why?
A smart person doesn't pick a battle they know they'll lose. I'm surprised you challenged me for it, Tim. You know how fast I am.
Are you calling me stupid?
No, I'd never do that. Anyway, isn't the spirit idol beautiful?
That's putting it lightly. It's one of the coolest things I've ever seen. When it's lit up, it must be incredible.
Yeah, I'd pay almost any price to see that. But don't worry, Fortum. I'm sure there's something we can do. If we all work together, we can make that idol shine again.
And now it's just having a look around. It looks like these bridges lead to the Outlook. It's technically the exit to the rest of Alestia. A long mountain trail takes you to the rest of the mainland. The tail from Peregrino is probably safer though. Those bridges look like they could break any second. Especially if they've been neglected for over 20 years. Yeah, maybe not take that part then. Or that road. It appears that Miles has people taking care of this place. There's no other explanation for the grass being so short. If it was truly abandoned, it would be almost as tall as us.
I always knew that Milas had people guard Solberg, but I thought it was to keep the spirit idol safe. Now we know, it's so they don't find out it's dark.
So we weren't the first ones that he told then? The guards must have known if they stood watch all day. I can't even think of anyone Milas trusts that much.
Well, we can't hide this from the people forever. If we resettle Valinorth, they'll need to know.
So this is it. The idol that gave me its power. Against my will, I was chosen for this greater destiny. The last seer of Valinorth. Perhaps the saver of Alestia.
I can't believe we've lost our connection with the spirits. There must be some way to get it back, right?
Are you sure we lost it, though? It's still here, just inside of the seer.
I'm pretty sure it's not that simple. This idol has roots that reach all across Valinorth. As far as I know, the seer doesn't have any roots.
Well, maybe there's a way to put the energy back. You know, after we've taken down the Triumvirate.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Maybe this is only temporary, and they'll come back. The seers won't need the power after we've won, right?
I guess not. We look at each other and smile. There had to be another way to reconnect Valinorth with the spirits. We had a long journey ahead of us, and plenty of time to learn how. And that was it. I guess that's all for this episode. Next episode, we're going over here to Peregrino. But that's for then. We stop here at Solberg for now. So, and remember, if it comes to it, we have to choose who should be the next elder. There's a poll in the corner that you can answer, and we will check out who it will be of these two. If that's an option. If you know that it's someone else, or if you know there are more people or that it won't be, please don't spoil anything. But just answer in this one if what you think. And we will see what we do. But as always, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and a comment and tell me what you thought. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. And check out my Patreon and the Discord server. And yeah, if you join both of them, we can hang out sometimes. But yeah, anyways, I'm not gonna drag this out anymore. So please take care, guys, because remember that you are loved and appreciated, and you should be proud of who you are, because I want to see you in the next episode. Bye! Oh, it's so hot today. I'm dying.